Hello, my loves. I am back. Yes, I'm back. I promise you guys, I haven't sat down and filmed in front of a camera since December, and it is almost the end of February. That is crazy. I have missed talking to you guys so much, but towards the end of last year, I sort of just got into a real life slump, and then that sort of transformed into a reading slump, and then I just wasn't feeling creative, so I stopped filming, I stopped reading. I didn't have anything to film about because I just couldn't motivate myself to read, and I am finally feeling like I am on the other end of the reading slump, which I am so grateful for. So I thought that I'd sit down today and show you guys every single book I've accumulated in that period of time. So this is my Christmas book haul that I got from my family and my friends. I have some PR package books here to show you guys, and there are a lot of books that I've sort of just like been buying and accumulating myself. If you guys remember, at the end of last year, I sort of like, it probably was the second half of last year, I put myself on a book buying ban because I wanted to read more of the books that you can see behind me. And honestly, I did read a lot of my physical TBR last year, so I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to only read the books behind me. And I've been treating myself seriously to books whenever I want them. I have got some books, some special edition books off people secondhand on like Facebook and everything like that. So I think that this is the perfect video to just get me back into it, sharing everything that I've bought, if I've read them, if I haven't read them, and everything like that. So sit down, grab yourself a nice drink, get comfy and cozy, because this isn't going to be too long of a video, I don't think. I have a few books here. Let me count them before we start. If you guys find any books that I have bought that you want as well, I'll tell you where I got them from. Obviously, you might not be able to get the special edition ones, but I'll sort of like show you where I've gotten most of the books from. Usually from Amazon and Big W here in Australia, but there are some fun ones here, so let's just get into it. Okay, I decided to let my hair up because it was annoying me. I have 22 books here, which is actually not too bad of a haul. I feel like this might be one of my biggest hauls that I have showed you guys, and I think that's because I have been accumulating all of these for the last 2 months. So it's not like I just went on like a massive book buying spree and just bought 22 books. So let's start with the books that I got for Christmas, okay? So I received some books from my partner for Christmas. So I have 4 here that he got me, and then I also have some books that I received in my book club's Secret Santa. So we decided to do like a big Secret Santa and gift everyone like heaps of books, and I had the best time. I thought it was so much fun to do with an online book club, because it is quite hard to do Secret Santa in an online book club, but I feel like we did so well, and it was actually a lot of fun seeing what everyone got. So I'll start with the books that I got from my partner. So the first one is Right Man, Wrong Time by Megan Quinn. This is in the, it is called the Vancouver Alligators series, and as you can see behind me, I have 3 books from that series, but I still need 2 more. So this one and then the first book in this series, and the reason I haven't started this series is because I don't own the first book. So maybe I actually need to buy it for myself, and then I'll be able to start the series and actually just go through it, because I've heard so many good things about this series, and you guys know that I love Megan Quinn. I love her writing, and I think that this is just like, it's just so cute, and I'm so happy that I'm sort of collecting the series as I go. Normally people would buy the first book in the series, but not me. I am not normal people. So this is the first one that I got. The second one is Beneath the Surface by Emily McIntyre. This is in her Sugar Lake series, which is actually being trad published now. So these are the indie copies, which I am chasing down. I have 3 out of the 4 of them now. So this is book 4, and I'm missing book 3. So I sort of like sent him on a little on his little way to find some of these books, and he did find the 4th one, so I am pretty happy with that, and hopefully I can somehow secure the 3rd book in the series. I then got a book that I have been wanting to read for so long, and that is Home Run Proposal by Maren Moore. This is the first book in the Orleans University series. So I got this one for Christmas and I actually decided to read it as soon as I got it because I was in a reading slump, and I ended up reading the entire series back to back to back to back. I love Maren Moore's writing. I really enjoyed this book. There is one scene in this book that I cannot forget, and it is essentially she's never kissed anyone before. She's very like innocent, and she goes to this house party, and before she goes to the house party she starts eating Reese's Pieces, the peanut butter pieces, and she eats that because she's a bit stressed, right? Like she's like, I'm gonna calm my nerves, I'm gonna have some chocolate. And then she goes to kiss her first guy, this random guy at this party, and he's allergic to peanut butter. I don't really have to explain anything else. I just remember that scene and it is so funny. This one, I just love this book so much. I think it might be my favorite in this series. So if you haven't read anything by Maren Moore, I highly, highly recommend it. I just loved this book so much and I feel like you guys will love it too. It is its best friend's brother, roommate, forced proximity. She essentially sends her best friend a proposal because she wants to learn how to do things, okay, because she's very innocent, okay? I'm sure you can put two and two together. Wants to give her best friend a proposal to sort of like teach her how to do things, okay? And she accidentally gives the proposal to his brother, who's also like her secret crush, who she's crushed on since she was a teenager. And that's all I'm going to tell you about that, because he is actually quite interested in the proposal. So that's all I'm telling you. It is baseball, sports romance, it's college. It's actually just so much fun, and it is such a feel-good romance, and I feel like it is just one of those enjoyable sports romances. And the next one that he got me was Coat by Devney Perry. This is the hardcover edition, and it is the first book in the Treasure State Wildcats series. I think there's a few out now, and this is the inside of the hardcover, and we have nothing on the inside. I actually thought that this hardcover was going to be something a little bit more, but that's okay. I still quite like it. So I actually did read this a couple of days ago, so I'm not going to tell you too much about that because I'm going to add it into my wrap up for this month. So you're sort of just going to have to wait for that one. I will tell you I rated it 3.5 stars. That's all I'll tell you. Okay? And those are all of the books that my partner got me for Christmas. I love every single one of them. I think he did such a good job, and I actually have read some of them, so I feel like that's a good sign. And then I'm going to move on to the books that I got for Secret Santa. So I got these from lovely Charlie, who's in my Discord, and I love her and I'm so grateful for these books. So she got me A Festive Feud by Maren Moore, which is the second book in the, what is this series called? Why can I never remember this series? This is the second book in the Strawberry Hollow series. So it's a series of novellas, and they're all Christmas novellas, and I have read the first one, I have read this one, and I read the third one, which is called A Christmas Fix, I believe. I read them all at Christmas time, and I love these books. They're such cute little like novellas. They're such good Christmas vibes, and I feel like a Christmas novella is exactly how you get those Christmas vibes. Also got Next to You by Hannah Bottom Young. I read Next of Kin last year, and to say I was obsessed with it is an understatement. I think that it is one of my favorite books that I have read, and I've never read anything by Hannah Bottom Young before. So I was really excited to get this one and to continue the series, because this is the second book in the series. I think Next of Kin is the first book, and then you're supposed to read Next to You. So I'm really excited to read this one. So many of Hannah Bottom Young's books have come out recently, and she's being trad published. So I am really excited to continue on with some of her books and her universe, because I love the way that she writes. I love everything about it. It's just delicious. And if you haven't read Next of Kin, get your hands on it. It is phenomenal. And I can't even explain how good it is. So I'm really, really excited for this one. The next one that I got was Burnout by Rebecca Genshak. I think that's how you pronounce her name, I believe. I don't know. I could be very wrong. All I know is that it's a motorcycle romance. I know nothing else about this book, but I know that a lot of people love it and love this series, so I'm really excited to read it. I didn't realize how big it was. I thought it was just going to be like a small little like 200, 300 page book, but it's actually 450 pages, which is insane. I didn't realize that, but I was really excited when I got this one because I've heard so many good things about the series. So I'm going to start this one soon, I hope. I think I just need to read smaller books at the moment in order to get out of my slump, because I think this is extremely intimidating to me right now. So those are all of the books that I received for Christmas from my partner and some friends. I also received Consolation by Corinne Michaels. I got this gifted to me from Leslie in my Discord as well. So Leslie, hi, thank you. This is the first book in the Consolation Duet. Why did I say duet? The Consolation Duet. So there are 2 books and it's in the Salvation series. I believe it's in the middle of the series. So I need to start this series because I do have the books on my bookshelf, and I think that this is just the push to get me to read them. These are very small books, and maybe I need to buy the second book in the duet so that I can start the series, right? I think we need the whole series before we start it. Am I right? I'm right. So thank you so much, Leslie, for this one. Let's move on to books that I received in like PR packages, ARC copies, stuff like that. So Bloomsbury has been very generous to me lately, sending me so many books. So the first book that I received from them a while ago was Bad Publicity. Why can't I speak? Bad Publicity, and this is by Bianca Gillam. Now this is the ARC copy and it is so cute. Look at the little cutouts, and then you've got the characters on the inside. I am really excited to read this one. It comes out in March this year. I think that this is so cute. On the front it says 2 exes, 1 month on tour, what could go wrong? The most hilariously bookish enemies to lovers story of the year from your new favorite author. So I'm really excited to read this one, and I was so sad that I received it when I was in a reading slump because I would have just read it straight away. And it is a bit chunky, like it's not too bad, but I am just like so excited. I think this is so cute and I am really excited to read it. So thank you, Bloomsbury, for this one. Now they also sent me another really fun one as well. So this one is called Summer in the City by Alex Astor. Now I believe that she writes the Light Luck series, and that is I believe, is it a YA fantasy romantasy series? I don't know, I haven't read it. Haven't. So this is her new book that is coming out. Does it tell me when it's coming out? April 2025. So it is 1 summer, 2 enemies, 1 wall apart. So that seems really exciting. This is the front cover. So this is another cute ARC copy, which I am obsessed with. And this book actually looks surprisingly small. You can see, you guys know I love big writing in books, so I'm really excited to jump into this one. I feel like it might be the perfect book to help me with my reading slump because it is not too big, and I love enemies. Like I love enemies to lovers. I think you all do, and I have just like a new appreciation for enemies to lovers. So I'm really excited to read this one. So thank you again, Bloomsbury. And my last one that I got from Bloomsbury was Spiral, which is the next book by Bal... I always say it wrong. Cabra, whatever. So Spiral is the second book. Now, you guys know that she writes Collide, which is the first book in this series. I'm actually not sure what the series is, but I was sent this one as well. I read it, I loved it, and I was so excited to get my hands on the next book in the series. So I have literally just left this closed because I knew I was going to sort of show you guys the fun books that I have now and my fun book haul. So it is the new fake dating sports romance from the author of the TikTok smash hit Collide, and it's already out. I know, I'm very delayed, okay? It is already out, but I was so excited when this showed up on my front door. I squealed, like I literally squealed. It has the cutest sports romance bookmark. Now this is from Fleurs on Sunday. Now you guys know I love Fleurs on Sundays bookmarks. I already have some, but I'm so excited to have a sports romance one. I am going to use this all the time because I love sports romance. And this is the book. So it is an ARC copy, so it looks very different to the books that you guys will buy at Big W, but I think it is just, it's stunning. Like, look at how cute they are, just dancing on the front cover. She's the only one he can't play it cool around. He's on edge, she's on point. Things are about to spiral out of control. Okay, so it came out on the 28th of January. If you want to get your hands on this one, you can. I've seen it at Big W. I've seen them. I almost bought it. I actually almost bought it. And then this showed up and I was like, well, thank God I didn't buy it. I am just so excited to read this one. I was obsessed with Collide. I thought that this was so well done, especially because I've never read anything by this author before. And I'm so happy that they are home together. They're friends. They're hanging out now. I hope they're going to do a sprayed edges version of the second book because they need to match. They must match. So thank you so much, Bloomsbury. I was absolutely spoiled by you guys, and I cannot wait to read all of these books. And you guys just know me so well. You know what I like and you know what I'm going to read. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Now onto the books that I bought myself. So I have bought these over a span of, I want to say, about 2 months. So don't come at me and tell me I'm spending all my money on books, because that's exactly what I do all the time. And I will not apologize for it. So I bought some fun special edition books from my favorite author. I found these on a Facebook buy swap sell page. I love these pages because you can find some real hidden gems that people are wanting to part with, and then you can rehome them and they can hang out with their friends. So you guys know that I love Laura Pavlov. I love her books. I love her writing. Everything that she comes out with, I immediately read, binge, love, and make it my entire personality. So when I saw this copy of Under the Stars, I had to buy it. There was no ifs, buts, or maybes. It was, I had to have you. So Under the Stars is the second book in the Cottonwood Cove series. This is just like, oh, it is just stunning. We have sprayed edges, and it is from the Dark and Quirky book box. And this is the spine, and then we have the back as well. And my favorite part, it comes with some character art, which I love. We have some end pages, and we have a signature from Miss Laura herself. So this is now one of my most prized possessions, because this is the only book I actually have that Laura has signed. So thank you so much, Facebook, for hooking me up with this one, because I love it, and it is on display with all of my other Laura Pavlov books. My collection by her is growing massively, and it is taking up so much space, and I will never ever apologize for that. Now, following on with more Laura Pavlov, I know I've gone a bit crazy with my Laura Pavlov buys, but I will again not apologize. So I ended up finding again on Facebook Marketplace I just have to show them to you. Like, they are stunning. So this is the Magnolia Falls series. We have all 4 books here. I'm actually missing one, but these are the signing exclusive copies that Laura sold at her 2024 book signings, okay? So when these were purchased, the 5th book wasn't out yet. So that's why I don't have the 5th one, but I'm sure I can somehow get my hands on it. So the first one is Loving Romeo. The foiling, like, come on, you can't deny me. And it's signed. I know. I actually got a bargain on these ones as well, because the girl that was selling them wanted to get rid of them and she didn't want them anymore, and I was like, I want them. Like, I will give you all of my internal organs to own this set. I am a bit upset that I don't have the 5th book in this series, but I'm still really happy that I have these 4, because they are stunning. I love the gold. I love it all. And you can see that there are pictures on the front, and they all sort of relate to each book. So that's why they have their own little, like, detailing pictures on it. So I'm really happy that I picked these up. Oh, I'm telling you, my Laura Pavlov shelf is just overflowing. I'm gonna have to start moving her over and giving her like a whole row. So the next one that I picked up was The Boyfriend Goal by Lauren Blakely. I actually bought this at the start of December. So I've had this one for a very long time. It doesn't feel new to me, but it's new to you guys, so I will show you. I bought this and I read it and I loved it. I love Lauren Blakely. I read it on my Kindle, and when I bought the physical as a trophy, I didn't realize how long the book was, and I was stunned because the fact that I was able to read a book this long while I was also in a reading slump is insane, and that shows you how good the book is. I also went to Big W recently, so I want to say I went to Big W last weekend and I picked up a couple of books for myself. I got Fall into Temptation by Lucy Score. This is a small town romance. I saw the cover and I thought that it was absolutely stunning, and then I read the back and I was sold. Now I have a lot of Lucy Score books and there are only a couple of books that I've read and liked, so I am hoping that this one is good. How about I read you the back so you guys can see how interesting it sounds. Beckett Pierce is the most eligible bachelor in the nosiest small town in upstate New York, but after his last girlfriend handcuffed herself to his porch and set his welcome mat on fire, he's not looking for any more romance, especially if it lands right in his own backyard and has miles of red hair. Gianna Becker has her hands full, no, overflowing with problems. Juggling 2 kids, a useless ex, and a brand new yoga studio, the last thing on her mind is finding a man who'll demand more of her time. Fantasizing about her hot, broody landlord, mistake. Lusting over the sexy mayor of her new town, terrible idea. Getting naked with the favorite son of her father's new lady friend, no. Getting involved with Beckett has disaster written all over it. Their stolen kisses are accidental, a few moments of strings-free sizzling passion that couldn't possibly cause any trouble. At least not until tempers flare, when their families complicate things and the interfering citizens of Blue Moon step in with their special brand of chaos. So this is a part of her Blue Moon series. I haven't read anything from that series, and I'm just gonna jump straight into this. I think they're very loosely interconnected, and I just read the back of this and I was obsessed. It sounds so good and so spicy, so I'm really, really excited to read this one. And the cover, like, come on. I'm really excited, and I hope that this is one that I really enjoy. I also picked up the book that everyone is raving about at the moment because I cannot feel FOMO. I refuse to be the person missing out on this book, and it is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I have seen so many people talking about this, saying that it is the spiciest book of Ali Hazelwood's, and I must know everything that goes on in here. And there are also some people that are saying they don't like it, and I'm the type of person that if someone tells me they don't like a book that everyone else likes, I must read it and find my own opinion and see what I think. I felt this with The Striker as well. I saw some people really raving about it, some people saying it wasn't very good, and then I read it and formed my own opinion because I had FOMO. So I'm really excited to read this. I mean, look at the cover. It's screaming spice. Like, it is screaming spice. And has anyone, like, come on. It's screaming spicy. So I'm very excited to start this one. I think I'm going to read it very soon because everyone's currently talking about it, and I must get in on the conversation. I just have to. Another book that I picked up recently from Amazon was Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. Okay, let me talk to you about my thought pattern behind why I bought this book. We decided that it was going to be our monthly buddy read for February, and I needed a book that was different, okay? I feel like I've been reading so many romance books that I needed some like romantasy because I don't ever pull for it. Like, I don't ever have the want or the need to go, hey, I'm gonna pick up a romantasy. So when I had that feeling, I was like, I must chase this high. I must chase the wave and buy this book. So I bought it off Amazon, and when it arrived, I thought no book has any business being this large, right? Which is probably what you all think. And it is not like a regular sized book either. So you have like a normal book, and then you have the height of Quicksilver, and like, it's ginormous. It's absolutely ginormous, which kind of scared me, but I'd already started it on my Kindle. So let me tell you, this book was phenomenal. phenomenal. I spent about 40% of the book wanting to DNF it. I know. I said it was phenomenal, and then I'm going, I spent the first 40% wanting to DNF it. You got to hear me out. So the first 40% is quite slow, but the last 60% of it makes up for that slowness. Like, I could not put it down in the last 60%. I was sitting on the couch during the day. I was in the biggest reading slump, and I was like, my slump is ruining this book for me. That's why I'm not enjoying it. And then I sat on the couch for 6 hours and I couldn't put it down. I couldn't get up to pee. I couldn't do anything. And I just had a chokehold on me from this book. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. If any of you are thinking about reading Quicksilver and you're scared because of how hyped up it is, I was too, but I picked it up. And just give it some time, okay? Apparently the audiobook is amazing. I didn't listen to the audiobook, but I would love to know if any of you have and if you loved it, because I'm thinking about actually rereading it and listening to the audiobook of it. That's how obsessed I am with this book, with this man, with this fictional world. Like, what did Callie Hart put in the last 60% of this book? Because I'm obsessed, seriously obsessed. So if you want to read this, please push through the first 40%, like the first 200-ish pages, maybe 300 pages, because I was hooked, and I have not been that hooked in so long, guys. My reading slump, I didn't think this was it for me, and man, was it. Like, seriously, I cannot. I seriously cannot. The next book that I got was Out of the Woods by Hannah Bottom Young. This is another one of her new releases. I feel like all of her books are being released at the same time. This was the only one that I could pick up from Big W. I actually wanted Out on a Limb because I think that's a book you have to read first in this series. So it goes Out on a Limb, and then this is fairly new, which is Out of the Woods. So I am going to read Out on a Limb first. I'm probably going to hop on Amazon and buy Out on a Limb because I must have the other book and then I will read it. But I love Hannah Bottom Young, and I'm really excited to read more of her books. Like I said before, I feel like she is just such an author, like such an underrated author, and we all need to be talking about her books more. She reminds me a lot of Abby Jimenez in like putting hard topics in her books and also still bringing light to some situations and making the books still really light and fluffy, even though they are tackling some really hard topics. So I love that, and I love her writing style. So I cannot wait to continue reading more and more of her books. Now, the second last book that I have bought recently is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I pre-ordered this so long ago. It is the hardcover sprayed edges. It arrived the other week, and I still have not read this book. I don't want my slump to ruin what could be a great book. I haven't listened to any reviews. Every time I've seen anything about it on TikTok, I have just scrolled, kept going so I don't get any spoilers. And I know that a lot of you have been scared about being spoiled for this book, and I don't know how. I've just like dodged all of the things. And now that I'm saying that, my phone's probably going to give me all of the Onyx Storm spoilers. I feel like I'm going to start this really soon because Quicksilver has turned me, I think I'm turned into a romantasy girly now, because this, like, I think this book made me a fantasy lover. I'm not sure, so I need to test it out with this book. So this is the third book in the Imperium series. If any of you didn't know what Fourth Wing or Iron Flame is, this is the third book. I wonder if I can take... Oh no, it's just a blank naked hardcover. I am obsessed with the fan art on the inside. I think that is so cute. Well, I guess it's technically not fan art because it's in the book. Well, art then. I'm obsessed with the inside art. So I am really excited to read this, and I feel like it will be good, maybe, but I need to be in the right mood for it. So I don't really know what anyone's saying about it, and I don't want to know. I want to go into it with like no expectations, because I feel like that's what ruined it last time. I read Iron Flame and I knew that a lot of people didn't like it. So when I was reading it, I was like, oh yeah, I don't like it either. So I'm keeping away from all potential spoilers for that one, and I will read it when I'm ready, and I feel like I am like in a romantasy mood, so I will probably pick it up very soon. You know what is so funny? The Amazon man just arrived. This is the perfect time for the Amazon man to arrive because it is, yes, another book that I, yes, bought myself. So I'm going to add it into this book haul. I saw this book the other day on BookTok, and I have been eyeing an offer for a very long time, and I heard that it is going trad published. So I had to get the indie copy of it while it was still available, and it is Live Love Ranch by Emma Lucy. So I have seen so many people reading it and loving it, and you guys know I love a small town cowboy romance, and if it's getting trad published, that means it has to be good, right? It has to be good. So I'm really excited that I got the indie copy of this. I know that if it ends up being a series and they're all trad published, that it won't match, but at least I have the indie copy. I just love getting indie copies of things when I know that like they're gonna be popular. They're gonna be so popular. And I just like, I feel like cowboy romances are so in at the moment, and if I can find a new author that writes a phenomenal cowboy romance, then you best believe that she is going into my cart and onto my shelf. So I'm actually very happy that this arrived in time while I was filming this video. So thank you, Amazon, for doing that. It's like we planned it together. And this is the last book that this is the last book of my book haul. So it ended up being what, 23, 24. Anyways, it ended up being a massive book haul. So thank you guys so much for sitting here and letting me talk to you about all of the books that I've received recently. I feel like going through all of these books has given me so much motivation to sit down and read some of them, and I just needed that. I needed the book loving mentality to come back and just like pull me out of this slump, because I'm sick of being in a reading slump, guys. Like, I'm so sick of it. I want to be back here talking with you guys about all the books that I love and filming and just like connecting with you guys again. So thank you so much for watching. I want to know, have any of you bought any fun books recently? Are there any books that are like super stand out that you've bought that you need to tell me about? Any books that I can buy in order to get me out of my reading slump? Please tell me. Flood the comments with it, because I need all of the recommendations. I need all of the things that will just motivate me to get reading. And I love you guys so much. I will see you in my next video, and I know that I am going to be filming, so I will see you next week, okay? I'll see you next week. Bye guys, I love you.